There isn't like we're murdering them enough. So.
No.
There are lots of chairs.
Yeah, you have to be winning by it's the fourth inning. Because like we were winning by 20 in the varsity game that one day, like where we played after them. Who were you playing?
Caitlin just shows up.
I don't want to I'm just so mad at you. I don't. You move up around. About what? Oh, sorry. Mad. Do you not give her the note? No, I said mad. Oh, okay.
That way his car doesn't actually stop.
This should be speech month. Or do the hair. Yeah, you're on heavy duty. Alcohol is on. Actually, like,
That's one of those.
yeah. No. I don't think I can qualify as a mother. You get to be the hair person next year. Even if I accidentally.
Ooh, Ashley. How fun is that?
At least you're not.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna gather.
I see. The second seat.
I didn't want to think through it because I knew it would accidentally happen. And I didn't want to be that mean. I didn't want to sing to your level. No, you just didn't want to pace
Hi guys. First of all, welcome to everyone. This is by far the most people we've had at our speech awards ceremony, which this season I was calling the Speech Awards, much to the chagrin of everyone. For those of you who don't know, my name is Joe Kelka. I've been the head coach at East Grand Forks Speech for the last 4 years. And I'll briefly introduce the rest of the staff. This is Brent Belbrinson, who's been with us for 6 years. Tanner Miller has been with us for 2 years. Max Bosser has been with us for 2 years. And that fresh-faced pup over there is Matt Turnus, and this is his first year of coaching. So give them a round. So tonight is about celebrating the wonderful team and the wonderful performances that we've had throughout the season. Just to offer some numbers and statistics of how great this team has done this year. Since I came and became the head coach 3 years ago, the team compiled 9 team championships. Individual, they won 1 tournament. This year they won 8. So almost eclipsing that, by far the most that the team has won in the last 10 years, 8 championships. They're all sitting over there. As well, 26 students won a individual championship at a tournament. We had 5 students win 2 different events throughout the season. We had 258 students final at least one or 258 finals appearances throughout the season. We had 8 students speak at state, which was the most in several years for the team, and we had a state champion this year. So a lot of things, yes. We cannot say enough how much of a blessing it has been to work with all of your children, and for the students in the room, how much of a blessing it's been to work with all of you. We do not do this for the money. We are not paid very much, and we're totally fine with it. Well, we would like to be paid more, but we're completely fine with donating a lot of our time because this is such a wonderful activity. We have some seats in the front here. This is such a wonderful... No, you're fine. Because speech tournaments never run late, as you all know, because we all get your students home at the exact time we tell you we're going to. And so, but it has been just such an honor to work with all of your students, and the opportunity to see everyone grow over time has just been really wonderful. We'll get opportunities to talk about this more, but there have been students graduating this year who came in and could hardly ring a sentence together and are now winning awards every weekend and competing with some of the best individuals in the state. So we are so happy for that. To start out the night, we have some participation and team recognition awards from Tanner Miller.
Hello. So our participation awards are for students who really put in their best effort this whole season. It's a lot of, really hard workers on this team, and so we didn't really have enough categories to give an award to all, 35 kids?
Yeah, 35 this year.
So, we couldn't necessarily do that. It just would have been outlandish, and this would have gone for another 2 hours. I will say, for all of our 7th graders, they are currently in Wolfridge, so we will be having to skip past them. But a award goes out to Zach Gamer, Hoff Homestead, Sam Polkerbeck, Aiden Osborne, if you would come up here. We have an award up here for you. Continuing on, we have Evan Mullenbrook, Carson Linderman, Jasmine Kersey, as well as Jaron Sandbeck. So a big round of applause for all of them. They are all extremely hardworking students, just not able to join us here tonight.
Yeah, thanks, Tanner. Awesome. So the next thing we have is the lettering awards. So individuals who earn a varsity letter in speech are those who are the best representatives of the team for the rest of the school. To earn a letter, you have to have earned finals or a top honor at a certain number of tournaments. We have a formula, and these students have met those requirements. So if we want to kind of form a line and we can get this going. The first student was new to speech this year, and was a student I actually got to work with individually. He is extremely honorable, and I am so happy that he joined. And so our first lettering award goes to Kyle Bonasek. The next student is kind of okay. We'll talk about her a couple other times tonight, but had an absolutely fantastic season, and we could not be prouder of Maya Bowman. Another new student to speech came in with absolute incredible levels of talent. We are so excited to see what she does in the future. An extremely hard worker in every practice. And we are so blessed to have her on the team, and that is Savannah Schaefer. One of the few students, there are 3 or 4 on the team yet, who have outlasted Brent and I of being around the program the longest. And this student, this was his first full year in a new category and did extremely well. And we are extremely proud to extend a varsity letter to Tanner Hansen.
Alrighty. So next, the student I worked with throughout the season. I was very pleased to work with him. You know, I saw growth in the way that he developed as a reader in extemp reading. He also did some duo, and that kind of came out of nowhere, and he kicked butt with his duo partner, Jack. Had a strong season overall, and I'm happy to give a letter to Quinn Plumley. All right, this next student, I also had the opportunity to coach. She was a great hard worker. I know I made her do like 1,000 ridiculous voices, trying to find the right one throughout the season. And that's one of the hard things about humorous interp, which she did. But she was a hard worker and was always willing to put up with my high standards. So Caitlin Heffernan. All right, this next student, I worked with a little bit. As a senior, he had a really great season. You know, it kind of all culminated in his time at the state tournament, which we'll get to later. But such a hard worker, such a great kid to work with. You know, really, if these are given out to people that represent this team, this person truly deserves it. Jack Schaefer coming up. And last but not least for me, a competitor, actually, I think it was like my second year at the middle school when she joined as a 7th grader. It was forever ago. She had a duo partner who was like super flaky, but then, you know, she kept going through it, you know, had ups and downs, but has had a great time on the speech team, you know, very successful. Deserves this letter just as much as anyone else. Katie Highcheck.
All right, so being my second year on the team, I didn't get to know everybody as much as I wanted to last year, but this year really made it my effort to go out of my way to meet people who are in categories that I'm not necessarily as familiar with and I don't see as often. This person, especially on the buses on the way to and from tournaments, probably the most memorable thing is that I always got Nicolas Cage pictures airdropped to myself. But at the same time, she had an awesome year, and it's just been super awesome to get to know her. So the next person who's going to be getting a varsity letter is Kayla Jordan. So this next student I coached during my first year, and in extemporaneous speaking, didn't love it. But it was a great time working with him, but at the same time moved on to a different category this year where he absolutely kicked butt, and we just know he's going to do it again next year. Gabe Only. All right, this next student, sort of the same situation, though I did get to work with him a little bit this year. He ended up no longer being in the category as well. But that's okay, because he made it to state in informative speaking. He had a great year, exceeded my expectations, and I think the rest of the coaching staff as well. Pretty easy, Jake Sundberg. Next one is probably, I'm trying to think. Last year, I mostly just remembered him from his love of Hamilton and just how hard he worked in speech. This year, a little less Hamilton, which was kind of nice. But he worked even harder. He had a great year. He got to compete in Extend Musical Theater down in Moorhead this year, which was something we were able to bring to that tournament. Super excited about that. Caleb Coho. Last but not least, this person is always around when I'm trying to practice sometimes causing issues with it as well. But more than anything else, she's always such a hard worker. She, last year I messed up the name of her speech here. It was super awkward. Gives you crap about it every day. But this year, I watched her put in the hard work, and we saw the results throughout the season. I'm really, really, really excited for next year, because I know she's going to kick butt. Caleb,
First up, I have a student that I got to work with in the category Creative Expression. The student eventually left me to compete in a different category and work with a different coach, so I was a little upset. Nevertheless, because of this student, every time I hear the word Manitoba, I giggle a little. Varsity letter goes to Rebecca Kersey. Ooh, I got a lot to say about this next one. So this student met very early on in the season, another creative person. A couple days before subsections, I believe it was, we completely reworked their speech. The student memorized it in a night, competed the next day, and placed with it. So we are super proud of Nico Campaneri. Yes, let's move on to this next one. That's a joke for the people in the back. This student, it's been a privilege to work with him. He's oftentimes, after I'm done working with everyone, he'll just be around and he'll ask to chat with me. Great spirit, great work ethic. As far as words, I'm a speech coach, right? This varsity letter goes to John Holder. I've never read a book by John Green. With that being said, I've heard a lot of speeches about John Green books. This student did one this year, John Green's new book, Turtles All the Way Down. If you haven't read it, neither have I. The speech version of it was terrific. So this varsity letter goes to Jasmine Rickey. Last but not least, we have a varsity letter for someone with, I'd arguably say, has the sickest flow on the team. Another hard worker, it's Bren. Hard worker. He was tasked with one role in a duo, and I think he killed it. So let's give recognition to Will Bernard.
Well, I'm going to start with someone who's just not even here. She competed in informative speaking. It was her first year ever doing speech as a 7th grader, and I believe we all kind of think she has a pretty bright future ahead of her. So that letter goes to Bryn Hansen. Up next is a student that I didn't get to work with near as much as I really think I would like to have. She's definitely her own worst critic, and just really shouldn't be, because she's a massively talented individual who, in the 2 years that I've been here, has grown substantially. So that person would be Maisie Skalicki. In high school, I did extemp speaking, and since we have Max on the team, I don't really get a chance to work with the extemp speaking kids near as much as I really would like to, because, I mean, we're a weird bunch, and we're kind of fun, really. And kind of some of the proof to that would be this next lettering speaker, Kate Strasischer. In my first year, last year, I had a middle school student who did humorous interpretation. Absolutely blew all of us away because she showed up to maybe half of her practices. This year, continued with humorous interpretation and just continued to blow us away as soon as she kind of, put her nose to the grindstone and got everything working. And also tried out 2 new categories this season. That letter goes to Ashley Beats. And last but not least, the robot. Another extemp speaker, not sure I've ever actually seen him laugh and believed it. That person would be Nate Thompson.
So, one of the things we've done a couple times at this is a little activity for the speakers. So, if the following thing, if the following things apply to you, please stand. Okay? All right. If you competed in 2 categories this year, stand. Sit down. If you won a tournament this year, stand up. We can give those people, yeah, Jack, you want to take a look. If you won a tournament in 2 different, if you got first place in 2 different events this year, stand. That's you, Katie. If in your time in East Grand Forks speech, you've had, sorry, let me rephrase this. If you've had a sibling who has been a part of East Grand Forks speech, please stand at some point in their tenure. That's a lot of people. I think we counted there's 15 of them, so yeah, give those people a round. If you've been on the speech team for 3 years, please stand. At least 3 years. Keep standing if you've been on the team for 4 years. Keep standing for 5 years. And I think there are 3 or 4 of you that are 6 years. So, we've had so much wonderful success all season. The last thing, we had one student, Kate, win first place honors in 3 different events this year, which was a huge accomplishment, so we can give that a round. One of the things we did this year that was special is we went to tournaments that offered categories outside of the regular, yeah, Kat, we're chewing it up. No, we went to tournaments that offered categories outside of the regular 13 MSHSL events. So if throughout the year you participated in program oral interp, extent musical theater, or impromptu, please stand. Yeah. And we had a couple, I know Caleb did 2 of them, and somebody else tried 2 of them too, I think. But yeah, so there were people all over doing crazy stuff. Caleb did 4 events this year, which is just absolutely nuts. We did have some students end their season on extremely strong notes at the state tournament, and to present awards from state speech is Brent Culbertson.
All right. So as Joe mentioned, we did finish out our season extremely strong. Had 8 students competing at the state tournament, and that was great. Our team has always been competitive in the postseason, and we had a lot of success and also some downfalls. But to the students who felt they didn't have the best ending to the year, one tournament does not define your time, so do not dwell in sorrow. But moving on. And extemporaneous speaking, Kate Strazischer earned 9th place at the state tournament, which did not qualify her for finals, but was still a very strong finish, top, way above the top half of the state. So, Kate Strazischer, come on up. Next was a student that kind of flip-flopped throughout categories throughout the season. He did some duo, he did some creative, he did some storytelling, and we kind of landed on storytelling, once the end of the season rolled along. And, he had a lot of improvement at the postseason. Finished around 16th at the state tournament, which is excellent for his first time competing. Really had a strong performance for someone who kind of just stepped into storytelling at the end of the season. So, Roberto Curzi.
Next up, we had a student who has been participating in speech for 6 years, and in probably the most difficult category in Section 8A, which is the most difficult section in the state, she qualified for state in original oratory and placed 12th, and that's Katie Yachek. fantastic speaker on our team in a very difficult category, earning higher marks than she did last season at the state tournament and missing the final on a tiebreak in informative speaking is Caitlin Yankee.
All right, next up we had another informative speaker who had a very strong season, kind of really dove into Inform at the end of the season, did a bunch of rewrites, and talked about songs about rain throughout the year. Had a good time at state, also just barely missed the final round on a tiebreaker. That student is Jacob Sundberg. All right, next, we spoke about this young man earlier, his dedication, his hard work, etc., etc. Had a great culmination to his season in a 5th place finish at the Minnesota State High School League in Dramatic Interpretation, and that is Jack Schaefer.
A student that I got the opportunity to work with this year in an event that is near and dear to my heart. She blew people away and made people laugh along the way, and that is in 9th place in humorous interpretation, Kat Gordon. So this morning I got off the phone with MSHSL because I'd like to know all the information about speech. And this year there were, in single A, there were 6 senior champions, there were 6 junior champions, there were no sophomores who won the state tournament, and the youngest by 2 years state champion in the state of Minnesota was in discussion Maya Bowman. In the history of MSHSL speech, there have been 7 people to win a state championship as a freshman. 7. Maya's one of them. So, a different kind of award set now. For some of you are aware that many of the students belong to an honor society called the National Speech and Debate Association, formerly called the National Forensics League, or NFL, but we've gone away from that for obvious reasons. When I was little, I would tell people that my mom was a coach in the NFL, and they say, "You're lying." And I go, "No, it's not what I'm thinking." So there are levels of membership in the National Forensics League based on points. And how points work is that at a regular tournament, if you get a 1 in a round, and there are usually 3 or 4 rounds at a tournament, you earn 5 or 6 points, depending on what event you're in. I want those numbers to stick in your head, so if you get 2nd in a round, you get 4 points, etc. I want those numbers to stick in your head when I announce how many points some of these people have compiled. So first, and they all get a pin from the National Forensics League. National Speech and Debate Association. We do not wear them on our jackets, but you can keep them.
It's a heated topic.
It is a heated topic. But you can keep them, and then when you get a new level, you can turn them in. Also, we gave everyone pins, but ladies, if you would prefer necklaces, we have necklace substitutes in the speech room if you want to switch out. So we can do that after today. And I just want to make sure. All right. So, first up, with 61 points and the degree of merit is Kyle Bonasek. And not everyone in the team is a member of the National Speech and Debate Association. It's something you have to opt into, and it allows you to qualify for the national qualifying tournament in Brainerd and then the national tournaments throughout the country. Next up, we have an individual who got a new level of membership but cannot be here tonight. And so with 121 points and a degree of honor, an emerald insignia is Lindsay Jones. Next up, a freshman on the team with 156 points. Again, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at a time. 156 points, the degree of excellence and a sapphire insignia is Caitlin Heffernan. Also with the degree of excellence, with 192 points and a sapphire, is Nico Campomeri. Our last individual in the excellence scale, with 231 points in 1 year, is freshman Ashlyn Beats. Next up, we've now moved into the degree of distinction. With 283 points and a ruby pin is Maisie Skalicki. With the second most NFL points on our team in a single season this year, and the most for a first-year student, with 285 points and the degree of distinction, is Maya Bowman. This next student really only did a half season last year and only did one event this year, so this number is staggering and impressive. With 302 points and the degree of distinction, a ruby insignia, is Nate Thompson. With 309 points, the degree of distinction and a ruby is junior Tanner Hansen. We're creeping into the big boys now. With 375 points and the degree of distinction is Gabe Allman. This is hilarious. With 376 points, and the degree of distinction is Roberto Curtis. With 398 points, and the degree of distinction is Caleb Coho. With 465 points and the degree of distinction in a ruby is Katie Hychek. The next level is at 500 points. We will make sure this student does some community service or something by the end of the season to get their double ruby, but for now, with 491 points and the degree of distinction and a ruby pin is Jake Sundberg. We'll have the remaining students stay up here for a picture at the end. All of the following students, yes, you came to a speech banquet and softball closed, we're going to make you take pictures. All of the following students have achieved at least 500 points. Again, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 at a time. With 508 points, a special distinction, and a double ruby pin is Jack Schaefer. With 512 points, a degree of special distinction, and a double ruby pin is John Holter. Yours is back in the speech room.
Oh, this is a temporary holder.
All right, you guys stay up here. All right, next up, and everyone else will stay up for a picture, and then we'll take care of your rubies at the end just make sure everyone is sorted out. So we don't need to get those up, but we'll make sure they get them at the end. Next up, with 543 points and a special distinction, a double ruby pin, is Quinn Plumley. And finally, with 572 points and a special distinction, a double ruby, is Jasmine Richard. The following students have earned at least 750 points. With 754 points and the degree of superior distinction is Will Bernard. With 797 points and the degree of superior distinction is Caitlin Gordon. Next up, the following two students earned at least 1,000 points in the National Forensics League. National Speech and Debate Association. The leading student for our chapter this year as a single season, with a total of 1,042 points, is Caitlin Dean. And a quadruple ruby pin. And finally, our leading student for the chapter, with 1,069 points and an outstanding distinction, is Kate Strazisher. You guys want to get a picture quick? You guys continue. As we're doing this, it is worth noting that these students compete for the opportunity to earn a trip to Fort Lauderdale, Florida this year. Next year it's in Indianapolis. And we had one first alternate to the national tournament and actually won the final round of that tournament, and that was Kate Strazisher. So you guys can be seated. So next up, we have two things we're going to do. First, so we thought it would be appropriate this year to give the seniors an opportunity to say a few words about their experience in speech and what speech has meant to them. So before they do that, the coaches will introduce them individually and just say a few words about what they've meant to the program. And we did get them some funny gifts. There's a board game and a gag gift in here for each of them. Caleb, I'm extremely excited for you to see yours. So, my first year on the team, at our intro meeting, my first year as the head coach, there was a student there who was extremely excited to be alive and didn't really know anything about speech, but he knew he could do it a lot. He ended up not joining that season and came back halfway through the next season in a tuxedo, ready to go. Caleb has quickly become the team mascot, the team cheerleader, all of the above. I cannot think of a more mature individual, a better human being, and just a delightful person to be around. Caleb is also very, very talented. This season, Caleb got the opportunity to perform the entirety of his piece at our showcase night. I come from a long line of speech coaches.